2008 Subaru has this, we just picked this up, and it has this annoying little problem. You open the door and it thinks the keys are in the ignition. So we're going to try to solve this. We're going to start by going down underneath here and removing this screw right here, and then pulling the plastic shroud on the bottom of the steering column. The reason it's beeping is it thinks the key is in the ignition, but the key is not in the ignition because it's right here. So we're going to actually disconnect the sensor switch that recognizes when the key's in the ignition and see if that solves the problem. And actually the remote won't work for the car right now, and we believe it will also solve the remote not working to remotely lock and unlock the doors. Okay, so now we've removed the shroud and we're still coming in from the driver's side door. And as you can see, there's this little connector right here. This is the main ignition switch, and I believe this is probably the sensor to tell if the keys are in the ignition or not. We're just going to unplug that guy right there. So we're just going to unplug this guy right here, and ta-da, there you have it. And we're just going to leave that unplugged, and now we're going to see if the remote works. And voila, the remote works. It unlocks and locks the car. So all is fixed. Now, one point on this. This isn't a permanent fix. Obviously, going in and fixing the switch that's faulting out and showing that the key's still in ignition would be the right way to fix it. But since the key and the remote to open and unlock the doors is on the same thing, your ability to lock the keys in the car, pretty hard to do with this car, because once you unlock it, all doors are unlocked. So that being said, we got a temporary fix for it, and hopefully you'll find this helpful if you're having the same problem. So if your remote won't work and you've got a beeping sound when you open your door as if your keys are in ignition and they aren't, you can disconnect that safety switch that indicates the keys are still in the door, and problem solved temporarily. And of course, the long-term fix would be to change the actual micro switch that actually controls the recognition of the key being in the ignition.